Whose streets? Whose streets?
Watch as Brits attending the Unite the Kingdom rally are derided as fascists by left-wing activists.
Today with one clear message: fascists, you are not welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. We will not allow their racism, their Islamophobia, their anti-Semitism and their fascism to take root in our communities. As Tommy Robinson and his supporters mobilise on our streets again today, we need to let them know London is not theirs, Coventry is not theirs, no city, no town in the UK, it's theirs. Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Reform and Tommy Robinson and his fascists support the genocide in Palestine, and we are going to fight back until Palestine is free.
Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan were among those who condemned violence at the rally, which saw huge turnout on Saturday. Police estimate up to 150,000 attendees. Organisers put the figure in the millions. The Prime Minister accused those who came of intimidating people of different backgrounds, while saying he will not, quote, surrender our flag to those who use it as a symbol of violence, fear and division. Sadiq Khan said violence against officers was unacceptable. Figures show the Unite the Kingdom rally was relatively peaceful compared to other large demonstrations in London, which have gone without comment by the Prime Minister and the Mayor. Saturday's march saw 26 police officers injured and 25 arrests. The Met Police said this was down to attendance being higher than anticipated, meaning cordons were breached, necessitating officers to respond with force. But since October 2023, pro-Palestine marches have seen 2,200 arrests, 857 of which were for supporting prescribed terror groups. This has largely escaped commentary by those condemning Saturday's march. Notting Hill Carnival has seen murders in its past. This year, preemptive police action saw 100 arrests prior to the event, in an operation designed to avoid a repetition of last year's severe violence. Yet 528 arrests were still made at the carnival. This included 167 arrests for drug offences, 50 for possession of offensive weapons, 21 for sexual offences, 4 for violence with injury and 49 for other violence. 55 arrests for assaults on police officers, as well as the seizure of 11 firearms and more than 40 knives. Sadiq Khan said this year's carnival, quote, captured the very best of our capital city, adding that a London without the carnival would be unthinkable. Sir Keir Starmer previously hailed the yearly party as a defiant response to racist violence against black people, now an important celebration of black Caribbean culture, and encouraged online attendance during the pandemic. Former London Mayor candidate Howard Cox said the only thing he considered divisive was anti-Britishness.
Division seems to be a fashionable word these days. I mean, how can anyone claim that waving and displaying the Union flag is divisive in the very country it represents? Division is caused by anti-Britishness, in my opinion. I mean, the unpatriotic people. I was at the Unite the Kingdom Free Speech rally on Saturday, and there's certainly more than 150,000, Andrew. I mean, there were millions there. We waved the flags of our home nations, with thousands from other nations too, also enjoying and proudly waving their flags. I mean, it seems to be division has risen due to the government's policy on immigration, open borders and two-tier judiciary type stuff. And frankly, what happened on Saturday was people coming together from all over the country and from around the world to say they're not putting up this anymore, and they're proud to be British, proud of our history, our culture. And, you know, to say Starmer, you know, coming out with these things, he's actually accusing me, because I was one of those people, of being a far right-wing thug. And I take that very personally, because it's absolutely ridiculous what he's doing. I've spent the last 15 years, as you know well, Andrew, I've known you this time, in campaigning for the motorists and reducing the cost of motoring and fighting governments, all those sorts of things. And I'm being accused now of being a far right-wing thug.
Would you say, Howard, what was most people's motivation to be there? What were they more concerned about? An implied threat to free speech, or are they concerned about the impact on communities caused by the explosion in immigration, legal and illegal?
Well, all of the above, Andrew.
Right.
Seriously, I mean, I spoke to so many people coming up to me. You know, I was very flattered people wanted selfies with me because they said, we wish you were our London mayor, for example, all those sorts of things. And I couldn't believe, I mean, I give you one example. In the little disabled area, which was set up for people in wheelchairs, I actually helped push a lady called Sylvie, who's about, I would say, about 83, 84, sitting there, and she was holding a little union flag and she was waving it proudly. And I asked her, why are you waving it? She said, because I love my country. So simple, that's what she said. And she was almost tearful, and it brought a bit of a lump to my throat. And the people that came together on Saturday were people worried about the future of our country and genuinely worried about what the Prime Minister is doing to our country.
He said Brits worried about the state of the country are being chided as far-right fascist thugs.
Of course, we had last week the tragic murder of Charlie Kirk, which has rocked the West, actually. I understand that there are quite a few people at the protest holding pictures of Charlie Kirk, almost holding a vigil for him. And was that commonplace? What impact do you think that event last week had on this protest? Did it make it more poignant somehow?
Well, I saw hundreds of people holding little portraits of Charlie Kirk. And of course, we had the Elon Musk intervention at the end of the thing, talking at the end from America, whether you like him or not. He was saying that he's very worried about our country and what's happening to the people of this country regarding our freedom. And Charlie Kirk didn't espouse violence. He didn't push diversity. All he said to us is he's saying the same thing. Give us our country back. In his case, the USA. We're saying it now, and I'm saying it publicly. I'm now part of the Advance UK with Ben Habib, and he spoke. He was the only politician, and all politicians were invited by Tommy Robinson to attend, but no one turned up from anyone else except Ben Habib, and he gave an impassioned plea for democracy and freedom and equality under the law. Those are the sorts of things that we want to stand for. And people there were not far-right thugs. They were decent, honest, decent people, ranging from 90 years of age right down to little 4-year-olds in prams and being pushed around. It was a fabulous day. It was a fabulous festival. I loved it.
It's interesting as well to see so many, Howard, there. I mean, I don't know if it exceeded expectations, but when you think most Saturdays we're seeing this march for Gaza, and I've seen some of those people marching for Gaza with their overtly anti-Semitic posters and banners and placards, and the police allowed that to carry on. Do you think the policing was okay on Saturday?
Well, I thought that the police did very well indeed.
Yeah.
I understand Westminster Council actually tried to stop with 48 hours before the actual rally was taking place. They wanted to remove the licence to do that. The police said, no, you can't do that, partly because thousands and thousands of people were coming to actually that day. You imagine they get there and there wasn't going to be a festival.
That could have been difficult.
Yeah, and the Antifa lot and the anti-fascist group were actually on the Trafalgar Square, and they've admitted. I saw a tweet from one of their groups saying, look, Tommy Robinson got it right. There were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people there. We had just 5,000. And the police did keep it separate, but unfortunately there weren't enough stewards, and some people were kettles on Westminster Bridge, which is a bit sad. But generally the feeling was, I mean, there was 9 people arrested.
25. I believe there were 25 people arrested.
No, there was 9 people arrested on our side, and the rest were arrested on the Antifa side, the anti-rape fascist side. That's our evidence from the police who gave it to me. And yet at Notting Hill there were 450 arrested, and at the Palestinian thing recently there was 900 arrested. But we're seen as far-right fascist thugs.
With attendees from all backgrounds, ages and faiths present, Brits in their droves came out to say it was time to reassert their pride in Britain, in a display that will prove hard for politicians to ignore. Nick Dunning, GB News.